Hi everyone, I'm Stephanie and I'm the lead stylist at Stephanie Christian Stars. I'm here to tell you why you need
Welcome back to the Bridesroom, your favourite wedding podcast. Authentic Aisha. I'm back again with another episode. What can I say? I'm the gift that keeps on giving. Even though Christmas is over, I still keep bringing you guys the gifts. Yeah? Call me Mummy Claus. But guys, all seriousness, all jokes aside, welcome back to the Bridesroom. We have got another episode. We have got a beautiful, lovely, gorgeous, fantastic, talented guest. We've got Steph in the building. Hey, Steph. Hey. Woo. Steph. Welcome to the building. How are you? Welcome.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm
Happy
good.
New Year.
Happy New Year to you too.
Oh, thank you.
I hope you had a good Christmas.
I did. Hope you had a good Christmas too.
Yeah. It was. I wasn't hosting, so that was good.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
It's always better that way, isn't it?
It's always better, honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly. And then I think the next couple ones I want to try and travel for Christmas.
Oh, nice. That's what I was thinking as well. So no.
But yeah, it was good.
Oh, good. Well, Steph, thank you so much for joining me in the Bride's Room. So this episode, I'm going to be more of a pupil. We're going to be pupils today because we're learning about bridal styling.
Yeah.
So I guess you're coming with all the gems today and I'm just going to be asking all the questions.
Okay.
So I guess first things first, let the people know. I know we've said your name is Steph, but like, what do you do? Why are you here? What brings you to the Bride's Room?
So my name's Stephanie. My business is Stephanie Christian Stars. I guess we could go into the name later, maybe. Why Stephanie Christian Stars. But yeah, so Stephanie Christian Stars, and essentially I'm just a bridal stylist. However, I do other styling for other events. So you might have like a gala or something, or any sort of pre-wedding event, any type of styling. I've got some other sort of celeb styling coming up as well.
Nice.
So, but yeah, generally the USP or the business is geared towards brides and bridal styling. And I guess we'll probably get into how that came about.
Yeah, of course.
And why brides and stuff like that.
Yeah, okay, cool. So you've been a bride. Well, I'm assuming, and I know I'm not gonna act like I don't know.
Okay.
I know you've been a bride before.
Yes.
And so tell me about that experience. Was that the experience that like caused you to what caused you to go into styling?
I'd say the me being a bride led me into my first business venture around sort of the wedding scene, which was Aisha, selling fabric, selling lace, selling material, however you want to call it.
Yeah.
And since then, I've been in either in weddings or been assisting people who have got married, maybe asked me for advice or have come to me on the Aisha side of things.
Yeah.
And then that's what then led to the styling.
Yeah.
So it all kind of all works together a little bit. But yeah, so essentially it was fabric before.
Okay, cool. So
Yeah.
fabric before and now we're at styling.
Styling.
Before we get to styling though, talk to me about when you were a bride. So you were a bride in 2017, I believe?
2017, yeah.
What was that like?
So well, I think the thing with 2017 or with then is just time. Time has changed. Wedding scene has changed dramatically. But even at the time that I got married, wedding scene had changed dramatically from the people that got married like 2011.
Yeah.
And I went to some weddings in like 2011, 2012, and I was like, whoa, this is amazing. Wow. And then by the time my wedding came, people were like, whoa, you're doing a lot. And then now I'm just like, whoa,
every time everyone's like, wow,
she's like, wow, you're really doing a lot. So, but I think for 2017, I'd say maybe for the time, to me, it feels like it was just a wedding. I don't look back at it and think anything overly like exciting. However, I do think for the time, and maybe even for some people now, it was quite a big wedding.
Yeah.
So we had as much bells and whistles as I could afford.
When you say bells and whistles, what do you mean by bells and whistles?
I mean like, so we had the trad.
Yeah.
Trad was in Curvan. So Curvan's quite a big venue.
Yeah.
So we had about, I think the trad was a bit less people, about 600 people. And then we, 3 changes, the whole 9 yards. And then we had the white wedding 2 days later. And that
2 days later.
Yeah, I feel like now people,
I
know. I feel like people separate it now. They do it like the week after or 2 weeks after, even a few months
5
after.
days or something.
But I feel like then it was very normal to have like, you go to someone's trad on a Thursday and then go to the white on a Saturday. And we had an Easter weekend, so it made sense.
Yeah.
So so we had the white on Saturday. It was in a venue called Lakeview Marquee. But I don't feel like people use that venue anymore.
I actually hate that venue. I might not keep this in, but oh my God, I hate that venue. But
yeah, I don't think people use that. And even at the time, I don't remember a lot of people having used it. I saw it once.
Were they good to you? Maybe they were under different management under that time. I feel like you would know.
I think I saw someone's wedding there, and I remember DMing the guy. I can't remember who it was. I remember DMing her and asking her. So she gave me a lot of like backstory before.
Oh, so you went in there.
So I went in there prepared.
Oh, lucky
so I went
you.
in there ready for them. Like, like okay, cool. Because literally, she was like, the sister and there's a brother, and they're gonna pretend that they're not brothers and sister. They're gonna pretend this. So I went and I was like, I know you lot are brother and sister. Like I was ready. So and then I think I even went in there like, I had some bad stuff. So they kind of were trying to like, pacify me a little bit.
Okay, that's good.
But then I learned. I think that's where I learned, or maybe it wasn't learned, but maybe that's when things started coming. Weddings started to get into that space where everyone had to be like registered and it had to be this person, it had to be that person. Because or maybe it was always like that and I just didn't know.
What do you mean weddings had to be registered?
Because I remember the meeting, I think I went there with my best friend, I think. I went there with my best friend.
Yeah.
And I think my husband at the time. So I think they were like, oh, your caterer has to be registered.
Oh yeah, not registered. It's the certificate.
The
food certificate, hygiene certificate. Yeah,
because before then, I personally,
anyone
it was always one auntie.
auntie
You
that
just call one
cook.
auntie and she'll just cook for you. So I was just like, okay.
There's probably
and then
been hella
I think
food poison allegations.
Honestly, so I think
different
I'd come from another venue. There was another venue that I was pairing it up with East Winter Garden in Canary Wharf, and they already said something similar, so I was already aware of that. East Winter Garden is this like glass building. It's another one that not a lot of people use, but it looks really nice at night. And then they also mentioned that the person making my cake, which was a friend, she needed to have a certificate. It's just my friend making the cake. So then we had to now start thinking,
cake person has to have a certificate.
Yeah, they were being, and I was like, are you guys being extra? I couldn't tell if that was normal.
Yeah.
They were like, the DJ needs to have a pat test. So I didn't know all these things before. I thought you just get these people, you can get any Tom, Dick and Harry and whatever.
I think even in 2024, I think unless you actively planned your wedding, I still think people go into planning weddings thinking how you thought initially.
Exactly. So that was where we did the wedding, and we had 800 people at the wedding. Yeah, so about well, that's what my caterer told me. So because we invited 670, but it's a Nigerian wedding. Everything is
yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, we invited to about 670. All
And are
names
you
down.
both Nigerian?
We're both Nigerian, both
wow,
Yoruba.
serious, serious business.
He's a PK, so he's past the son.
Wow,
so you can imagine that was
my
also
God.
another thing.
Yeah.
And I'm first daughter, so there's a lot of like firsts for everyone.
Agendas.
Yeah, a lot of agendas on the table. And then but yeah, the caterer, and it was like she was like, you had like 800-900 people.
Oh my
and I was
God.
like, really? I was like, damn, okay. But we told her that we wanted to cater for 800 just in case, because my father-in-law was really particular. The one thing that my in-laws were particular about,
the food.
People must not say there was no food at this wedding.
Really?
People they were so pained by like the idea that someone will come back and say they didn't eat. So
like their body shivered.
So there's no there's no chance shivering. You came to Ade Steph 17 and you did not eat.
Yeah.
There's no chance. And we had the great Taste Haven.
Oh, I was one of the lucky ones.
I was her first bride.
You were the first bride?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I was her first bride. So.
Oh, wow.
And catering at that scale. She might have maybe done smaller ones, maybe that. But as far as like the big Nigerian wedding vibe, and we did it like big. So we did. We had, like I said, all the bells and whistles. We had the 10 dishes. We had the canapes. We had the evening food before evening food was like a thing. So you had the jerk chicken, the sliders, and the this in the evening and everything. And on top of that, we also did a plated service. Because why did I do a plated service? I went to a wedding and I saw it. Although she had about 200 people, and I thought it was cute that we all just sat down.
For 800 guests though.
But to have a plated for 800 people.
Did it work out?
Oh, it worked out.
Oh,
it worked
good.
out. So I literally did like little cards. And what was really good about her and why again, I guess that she's thriving and doing really well, is that she took on a lot of stuff on board. Some of the stuff she did herself, and then some of the stuff like I did, like, so the menu cards, I did the menu cards, and then she took that on, and then I think she did pencils for me, so that everyone could like tick the box. So you literally would have a card, menu card, and you could tick what you wanted. So every single person could have a different dish.
Oh, wow.
And her staff, they did it so well. Like, it was
so
the
good.
feedback from that wedding.
But to find stuff like that and to have stuff like that is a dream, though.
Literally. And like, I just found her on Insta. I literally just searched, because the venue that I was going to use before was East Winter Garden.
You.
And East Winter Garden had said I had to use a particular caterer, quite another well-known one.
Yeah.
I didn't, and the price it was for 300 people. I think the price was like, maybe, I think it came up to like just about 20K. And at the time, that sounded crazy to me.
Wait, it's the other guy. Is it the Nigel?
Yeah, Favor.
Favor. Yeah,
so
really
he was the
preferred
preferred caterer.
You know what?
For that
shout
time.
out to him. Can I just use this moment to shout to him, because I never used him. But I will never forget. And I don't think he even remembers me. I'm sure he doesn't remember me.
I feel like you're gonna say the same thing I would have said. Yeah, go on.
I remember calling him because obviously I was really excited. You know, I loved his work. I called him. Obviously, I heard the prices. I said, "Yeah, I don't know if it's." But like, he was one of the few vendors that really just took his time to explain to me how this process worked. Yeah. And when I say like how this process works, he was kind of like, "Okay, think about, for every guest you have, this is the budget you need. This is the certificate you need. This is a list of all the venues that's going to accept your kind of catering. But, you know, if you want to do that, these are the ways you can work around it." He did all of that, which some would call a consultation, but nothing. He was just kind enough to just take, and I promise you, we were probably on the phone for like at least 30 minutes to an hour. And I, as a bride at the time, I will never forget that moment, because it really helped me throughout the process. And for me, it's like, I'm just going to just recommend him just off of that, because I can only imagine what the service would have been like had I actually chosen to go with him. But just wanted to shout
I second that.
Yeah?
I absolutely second that. It was the same experience I had with him when I was going with East Winter Garden. We only didn't go with him. One, the catering kind of threw us off, but it was more the number. We were thinking 300 might be too small at the time. But literally was the same thing. So I'd contacted him, how we're going for this venue. They said, you're the preferred caterer. And he was so nice.
So kind.
He was so kind. And the thing is, every time I've met him, every time I've encountered him, he's been so nice.
I've never met him.
Really?
I've never met him,
crazy.
but I just remember having that one phone call with him.
Nice.
And I
so
just
nice,
thought,
so detailed, so helpful, so professional. Like everything you want in a caterer. And then we went to his tasting as well.
Oh wow! So you had a tasting.
We had went there with my mum, my mother-in-law. It was a really good experience. One of my friends as well. really, it was an amazing experience. His service has never slipped, even till now, which I think is also a testament to him and his service. It's him and his wife that do it together, so it's really
amazing.
great. So yeah, so at the time I was just like, okay, cool. So once we changed venues, then we was like, okay, we don't have to go with a preferred caterer anymore. So we was like, okay, we'll look for caterers. But again, I was still after experiencing that with Nigel, I was like, nah, I can't.
Yeah, I need to find someone
decent.
Yeah.
I couldn't just go for just any old like auntie. But funny enough, I say that, but I just found someone on Instagram.
Yeah.
At the time, she was just someone.
She literally
had like 100 followers.
Yeah.
I literally was checking the hashtag.
100
UK.
followers, did you say?
She had about 100 followers.
Wow.
Maybe 100 and something followers. Just under 200. And it was like, I was literally searching hashtags.
Wow.
UK caterers, UK Nigerian caterers, UK Nigerian. And then something in the pictures in her, for some reason, the food looked good through the pictures. So then I contacted her. She came to our house, my mother-in-law's house. We went back and forth on pricing. And then, so she told me her pricing, which I'm sure the 2024 brides will probably
y'all know.
Yeah, y'all know. But what I got compared to what you lot are paying now, oh God, sorry girls. So then she obviously wasn't doing tasting, so she had an event, told me to come to the event and collect food. Gave me literally a whole bootload of food. Wow. I had to literally go and distribute it to people's houses.
That's crazy.
That were involved, and everyone tasted it, and everybody literally was like,
amazing. Yeah.
So that's how we went with her, and then she was just on point. She was just so on point, and again, a testament to where she's at now.
As you can see, I don't think I've ever heard a bad review.
No.
Okay, cool. So that was your food. That was your wedding experience.
Yeah.
You've now, how many years are we down the line? We're talking...
it'll be 8 in April.
8 years down the line, a very long time. Yeah. And so now you are in the industry as a bride. You know, because sometimes I think we all see how much money we are depositing to these people. And like, I'm sure there was moments where me and Leslie were like, no, we need to start a business because this is crazy.
Yeah.
This is crazy. And so you are one of the few people that have been in the industry since getting married for nearly 8 years now. And now you are a bridal stylist.
Yeah.
And now bridal styling is something that I've seen pop up a lot. But, you know, I think when we spoke is when I really like understood the depth of this service. Because you always kind of hear it, but like more for like the Nigerian brides in Nigeria. Exactly. Or let me say African brides in Africa, because I'm not too, but I would say more Nigeria. Yeah. Possibly. But I now know it's a thing that's coming over to the UK, and now you're starting to see a lot more brides be styled for their wedding day, their big day. And you know what? I think it's actually such a great concept. I wish it's something that like I would have had budget for. I don't think I would have had the budget. Had I even known it existed, I don't think I would have had the budget for it. However, I want to know, how does it work? How can one incorporate it into their budget and make it an affordable and enjoyable experience for themselves?
Okay. Quite a few questions in that. So, so with the bridal styling, it's definitely a big thing. I'm sure all over Africa, but Nigeria is obviously, with the weddings, you know, we always kind of take the piss.
Yeah.
So it's a big thing. There, you will not, I can almost bet anything, you will not see a Nigerian bride that did not use a bridal stylist. She might not use the most popular ones and the big names, but you will see most likely in her tagged photos, she will have a bridal stylist, and it could be anyone from a small level or lower level to the top of the top bridal stylist, but she will have a bridal stylist. And the reason I think people do that is because it's an event. The fact of the matter is, your wedding is an event. It's a party. That's the fact, right? But it's this once in a lifetime party. It's this once in a lifetime event that you want to like immortalize almost. So if you're going to, especially if you're with your pictures, if you're going to have this big thing, you're going to spend, and I know some of you are spending it, like close to 100, but anything from like 30, 40, 50, 60, you're spending so much money on this wedding. And then for you to not look how you want it to look.
True.
And like, there's one thing I always say, I think someone told me it. I think I got it from someone, or maybe I made it up, but which is that, you know, anytime anyone's getting married and they're asking me for advice, I say like, pick your top 3 vendors. Everything else, like bargain.
Yeah.
Try and get it down. Look on the internet. Find alternatives.
A lot of people are against that. Every time I say that, everyone's looking at me like, no, don't do that. Their price is their price. It's like, no, I'm going to negotiate. Sorry.
And then if it's also not that deep, you can even look for people like I did. I know like they're in the top right now, but at the time I was just looking for a good caterer. I scoured the internet and I found one, and I happened to hit a gem. I'm sure there are plenty other gems out there in other areas of the business, but pick the 3 that you're not gonna budge.
Yeah.
When they tell you their price, you're like, cool, and just pay the deposit. And for me, that was photography, videography, and food. And the reason why it was photography and videography were up there, although I don't know if I'd say that to say the same today. I think I would, but the reason why is because after that day, the only thing that you're taking away from that wedding is the photos and the videos. That's the only thing you take away from it. Maybe some small change that they've dashed you on the day. But the only thing you're taking away is the pictures.
Yeah.
And I said this to my last bride that I worked with, because she was like getting worked up as you do as a bride towards the end. And I was just like, listen, literally I called her the night before and gave her like a hour-long pep talk. And I said, tomorrow, when that day comes, forget everything. Forget everything. Let the people that you've paid do their job.
Yeah.
Let the people you've paid do their job and just forget everything. And I was like, and focus. I only want you to focus on smiling. I want you to focus on smiling, being vibes, and just like enjoying it. And when the camera catches you, smile. When people get their phone out, smile. Just literally pose and smile, because there's nothing worse than spending all this money for every single memory, which is a picture or a video, for you to be
scrunchy
scrunched
face.
up face, looking like you got a face like a slapped ass. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And then you're just gonna be annoyed because you don't like it. Your top's funny, your bra's hanging out.
Or it's even gonna anger you more about what actually made you upset.
Exactly. Because that's the only thing. If I look back now, I've got a folder of
happy,
photos.
smiling.
All I have is the pictures from the wedding.
Yeah.
And there are some things that I look at and I'm just like, oh damn. Because there's something that happened to me on my wedding. I think I forgot my strapless bra.
Oh my God.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Why did I have to borrow one of my bridesmaids' bras?
At least she gave it to you. It's okay.
And then she gave it to me, but I could see my bra strap.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, but luckily it wasn't in the official pictures.
Yeah.
But in the like pictures that people were taking of me, I was like, oh damn.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. And that's all I have to look back on that day.
Yeah.
So I don't want to look back and everything is, oh, damn.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's why people get the bridal stylist, because they're like, this is the one time I get to do this big event and I want it immortalized in a way that I will look back and I will appreciate it.
Question. So was that a pivotal moment for you, that for you forgetting that strapless bra? Was that like, oh, damn, I wish I had someone that would have ensured that this went well? Or where did that idea come from?
There's a maybe that was one of them. Funny enough, that was what the bra thing was not even the biggest thing.
What was the biggest thing?
I think the biggest thing for me was hair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talk me through that.
Especially because I consider myself like someone who hair enthusiast, makeup enthusiast. I like to look decent when I'm out or whatever. Although when
your
you
hair
catch me
looks
outside,
great.
thank you.
I can confirm, guys, it looks good in real life.
Thank you. But if you catch me
IRL.
outside, don't be scared.
IRL, it looks good.
Thank you, babe. Thank you. But yes, I do like to look decent when I'm out.
Yeah.
So, but for some reason, like I said to you, when I made those points of the things that were important to me, for some strange reason, beauty wasn't. And I think it's because in my mind, I know what I like and I know what works.
Yeah.
And it's going to work.
Yeah.
But actually, I didn't take it seriously. I didn't take my wedding dress seriously.
Yeah, same here.
I didn't take my... I took my makeup a little seriously, but still not as seriously as I would today. I didn't take my hair seriously. I can't. When I was like down to the like last change,
that's when
maybe the few days before the wedding, I was thinking I need to drop something.
Yeah,
it was hair.
Yeah,
I was meant.
Oh, you dropped? Okay,
I wasn't. No, I was meant to have a second. This was 2017, so hair wasn't the biggest thing.
Okay.
At the time, like no one was. Frontals just started.
Oh, okay.
And they were looking whack.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I know frontals just started and they're getting in, but I don't want to commit to a frontal.
Yeah.
So I did a leave out. But then the girl that did my hair, she was meant to come in the evening and do my hair for my change. And I was just like, it's fine, don't worry about it.
So what did you do? You did it yourself?
So I had a leave out. I did tracks. Can you imagine?
Tracks?
I did.
Okay.
I know. Honestly, like, take yourself back to 2017.
Okay, so actually, like,
my inspo was Gabrielle Union, and she had this I might get you the picture so you can insert
Yeah,
it here.
please do.
This way.
Insert clip.
picture. So my inspo for hair was Gabrielina. She had this hairstyle. I don't think people are really doing it now, but it was very like, it was almost like your hair's out and you just pick out little bits and you pin it. It was very loose.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Yeah.
Very loosely pinned, almost like you woke up like this.
Yeah.
Right? And so that was the inspo. In order to achieve that, now with the way that frontals are and everything, I could have done that. Now, I see people do it sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I love that.
Yeah.
But then the only way to achieve that was to get that effortless look, and I have hair, so I was just like, okay, we're gonna do tracks. So just full out my hair, and then we're gonna do this very effortless. I was going for a very effortless, dreamy,
I see what you mean,
classy look. That's what I was really going for. So I wanted everything to almost like I didn't try, but I did, and to me it gave. I didn't try.
Yeah. Oh, really?
However, the pictures probably would say different.
I want to see.
I'll show you the picture. The picture will say different, but in my heart, I could have gone in and I didn't. And I think it's because I overlooked it. And I think that's the benefit of bridal styling. I think is that you have someone to basically help you look at things that you probably would overlook.
Okay, cool. So I'm a 2025 bride because now we're in the year 2025. So I'm a 2025 bride. This is the new thing that's popping. All the brides this year that I've spoken to, that I met at the live show. All my new bridal friends that I met at the live show by the bride's room have said that they're getting stylists. They've said that they're getting stylists, and so I need to get a stylist. But I don't know where to start, and I don't know what the process is supposed to look like. So let's go through it. I find Stephanie Christian Style on Insta. I love the work. I've seen some brides that I know, and I know they look great on their wedding day. I want that for myself. I DM you or I email you, or however is the best way to contact you. I do that. What is the process? So, hey, Steph, I want to be styled by you. And you're like, great, take me from there. What do we do next?
So the first step would be, once you've decided you're happy with the consultation, then I will send you, you'd also see this in the link in the bio, but I would also send you our information and fact sheet. There you'll see the 3 packages. So I have 3 separate packages. I guess very basic terms, basic. Yeah. You know, basic to top level, but obviously they've all got different names and different prices, and they are categorized by how many outfits you're doing. So it's categorized by how many outfits you want, and then it's also categorized by how much assistance you want.
What do you mean by assistance?
Right. So the most basic package has little assistance. The basic package is almost like maybe for someone who, I'd say for someone who knows what they want but can't seem to, actually probably someone who doesn't know what they want. I'd say for someone who doesn't know what they want and just wants like an idea, I'd say it gives you an idea. So with that basic package, what I will do is I will almost give you a list of all the, I'd give you 3 looks or whatever the outfits you've decided your outfits are going to be. So you've got, you know, your trad, and then your white wedding, and then you've got your reception look. So I will create 3 outfits for you, and then I'd put the outfits into like almost a chart with links to where you'll get these pieces. Okay. So you go off and do this whole thing yourself. All I did was curate it for you.
Okay. So that's a good question, because I want to see how do you make is the aim to make my life, I guess it is meant to make my life easier, but you're styling me. Yeah. So you're sending me off so you're not going to bring the pieces to me.
No. Not for that package.
That's for the basic package.
That's for the basic.
But for the premium. We're in there. Okay, cool.
So
that's what I wanted to know.
So for the basic package is very much like, it could be a costing for you as well. So you want the help, but you maybe kind of
afford the full experience.
Package. So what I will do, you'll still get everything. So I'll give you the outfits. I will give you a list of every single piece you need. So this is the outfit I've curated for you, Aisha. These are the shoes, this dress. And we will discuss all of that. All the discussions. I'll do the discussions with you, all of that kind of stuff. So you get the idea. Yeah. Then you're like, okay, cool. That sounds really cool. Then I'll send you a link. And this, you have to be serious. Obviously, there's no point of paying for it if you're not. I'll send you the link and you go and buy all these things. Yeah. And everything's there.
No, I love that.
And then the second and third package, they go up a notch with how many times I'll follow you to your fittings.
Oh, so you actually do. So when we talk about fittings, you're talking about fittings for the traditional wear, and you're talking about.
So for the middle package, I follow up to 3 places. Yeah. For the the highest package, I'd follow you to anywhere. So every time you've got a bridal, you want to go and wedding dress shopping, I would follow you.
Okay.
So I built this package obviously based off my first bride, where I did everything with her.
Yeah.
So I went to every single.
That's amazing,
fitting.
though.
And then in doing that, I kind of was like, oh, this is a lot of time being taken away from me.
Of course.
And so I'm gonna have to put a charge on that.
Yeah,
Or
of course.
It's a service.
Yeah.
To come out of my house. I'm not
Time is
charging you
money.
petrol. I'm not charging you anything to come out to every single fitting. So every single time, yeah.
I got a question.
Yeah.
So as a bride, with this styling service, let's say I'm not the most fashionable person. I don't know what wedding dress I want, and I just want help with just my wedding dress in this area. Do you style wedding? Like, do you assist? Is a service available for wedding dress selection? Does that make sense?
Yes. So, like I said, so for the basic package, if we're, do you know what? Let's talk about the highest level.
Yeah,
package,
let's just talk about highest level, and then
right? So the highest level package. Can I pull up something?
Yeah, of course you can.
Yeah. So this is the little package, but I'm gonna kind of.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So it's got a whole thing.
Okay. Cool.
So for the highest level package, which is the opulent elegance package, you'll receive outfit mood boards, illustrations for your looks. I'll be piecing all the processes together and creating a mood board. So you'll actually have like a physical mood board that we'll keep referring back to.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to see it, we'll discuss it, all of that kind of thing. Then you'll have style planning. So we'll plan every single piece together. Okay, this doesn't go with this. Okay, if we're gonna go with this dress, it would need to go with this jewelry. If we're gonna go with this dress, it's gonna go with that shoe. You would also have like as many phone calls. You can call me at any time to be like, Steph, I need to do this. I'm thinking about this. I've changed my mind. I've slipped on it, or I saw something on Instagram and I want this. And then you can keep calling me. We can keep revising that, because obviously I'm paying for an illustrator. I don't illustrate them myself. I actually have a separate.
You get someone to actually illustrate. That's amazing. Though.
So I have an illustrator that will literally use your picture, so it's lifelike. Use your picture and the design that we put together, so you can visualize it. Because I find that something that I found that people find difficult, and this is even from my Ashobi service days, is people find it hard to visualize. Yeah. And that's where I come in. So I can visualize. I can see. There's so many times my friends will be like, how did you know that was going to work? I was about to say, is it a gift, or is it something that we're able to do, but because we're so busy, we can't visualize, or is it that you just have the gift of visualization? I think it's both. I think there are some people that they could do it, but they're just too busy. Yeah. And, or there's some people who, I would say for the majority of people, they just can't figure it out. They just can't see it. There's an element of confidence as well to this. Where you're just like, I want to wear that, but I don't know if I can. I've never tried that, so I don't know if that works. And I'm going to be there to be like, it works. Yeah,
pick them up and throw them all the way into the deep end.
I'm very like, I'm pretty confident in the sense that I'll be like, I'll try a few things. Yeah. And then most of the time I know what doesn't work. I don't know if it's because I'm a bigger girl, I'm a plus girl, I would call myself. So I feel like I've trial and errored a few things. I'm like, okay, I know this won't work. So if you're smaller than me, then it's probably I might find it easier to style you. And then if you're closer in size to me, then I'm definitely going to be able to help. Because I'm like, girl, listen, we could do it. Yeah, you could wear that dress. Yeah. It's a confidence thing as well. So I feel like I bring a few pieces to it. I bring sort of confidence into it. And then obviously just maybe a stylistic eye that I do have, where I'm going to be like, that doesn't work. And also sometimes you have a vision. You'll say, if your inspo is, like I said, mine at the time was Gabrielle Union. She had this really classic, like effortless, I woke up like this vibe to her wedding dress look. And then, but if you don't really know style, and it's not a bad thing to not know style, no one has to know everything, by the way. So you might just not know style. You might not figure out how to make that look come to life on you. And so I'm like, okay, I'll help you bring that to life. Yes. And what you would, if I'd maybe say to you also, what does classic look like to you? And you could say some stuff like, girl, that's not classic. Like, I want lace from head to toe. That's not giving classic. It's why are you in lace from head to toe? It's just, you know what I mean? So
it's just lace.
It's just lace. That's not classic. So again, we're just kind of going back on ideas. It's just a way to, another way I'd describe the service, I think, is we are going back and forth.
No, yeah, bouncing ideas.
We're bouncing ideas.
Can I ask a question though? And I tried to, my name is Authentic Aisha, so I also want to try and keep the real in this conversation because
100%.
I think it's brilliant. I honestly sitting here listening to you, I think it's so. I think I'm one of those people that would have really benefited from a stylist. I think I have all the ideas, but one thing that I know I was just like bogged down with a lot. I was just tied down with either trying to get the money to pay for the things that I like, or I was so like tied
Involved
in with
in
like
other stuff,
actually like building or planning the wedding.
Yeah.
And so there's no physical time to talk about these things.
Yeah.
Is there a part of your service for brides like myself where like we want to look fly, but we kind of just want to turn up on the day looking fly?
Yeah.
Is that a possibility?
I would say the top service does that. So the top service is a very hands-off approach. So like I said, the first one was very like, if you wanted that, if you like
still want to look good,
that service. The first one will probably scare you because you're like, whoa, that's really basic.
Yeah.
Because I don't want a list of items and I have to go and start clicking the links and I don't have time for that. I told you I'm busy.
Yeah.
So the third service is very hands-off. It is like stylist. It's a luxury service styling. So I will source everything. Of course, I'll go back and forth with you. But again, if you don't want to, there's a particular client I'm speaking to and she doesn't want any involvement. She doesn't have a clue. She's not interested. She's told me the colours. She's told me this. She's told me the things that she doesn't like, absolutely hates, and the things that she does like.
Yeah.
And outside of that, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
I just want to look cute.
Yeah.
Obviously, for me, that's a dream.
Yeah, that's the kind of client I am.
Right?
So
that's a dream. And then I've had I've had a friend like that in the past that wanted me to help her. Very similar. And again, a dream. So in that case, I will literally source everything. I will even make the payment. So I do payment as well.
Okay.
And with a lot,
I use a lot of that.
So a lot of the vendors that I use, I have either direct contact with or direct communication with, so I can make those payments. I've either made payments to them before, so if you're happy, you can literally send me over all your money and I will literally pay for certain things. The orders come through. Like with my last client, I was like, this has been ordered, this is at this place, this is the collection point. I literally sorted everything else. All she needed to do was, when it was wherever I've delivered something to, she just had to arrange for herself to collect it.
Yeah, no,
That's
amazing. I mean,
Everything
does
else
it
I did.
include hair as well in the top package?
This included everything.
So hair. So what are we talking? Are we talking hair?
So
makeup?
it's styling. So I'm styling everything. So obviously I'm not
take
doing
it
the hair
to those people and you say, this is the style I want.
Right.
This is the makeup I want.
Yeah.
This is what I'm wearing because my stylist has told me.
Yeah. So even like, for example, my last client, so on her wedding day or leading up to the wedding, just like how your wedding planner does, you know how they get to a point where they're like, okay, hands off now.
Yeah,
and they
I'm
do
doing everything myself.
That's exactly what happened. So about a week to 2 weeks before, I'm liaising with the hairstylist. I'm already liaising with them throughout.
So you're glam. You're the head of glam, basically.
I'm head of everything. So or head of look.
Head of look.
Head of look. So literally, I sent the mood boards that I created to both the hairstylist and to the even the gele lady. I said the literally gele style, and I still feel like it saves time because on the day they were like, oh, the gele lady was gonna get it. Oh, what gele are we doing?
Yeah,
so I sent it to you.
Yeah.
And then she was just like, oh yeah, sorry. And I was like, don't worry, I've got it.
Yeah.
So then I literally pull it out and I'm like, this is it.
Yeah.
So we're not like trial and error styling. Oh, should we do it? No. This is the one that's gonna go with this look. Because we haven't got time, as you know.
Yeah. Definitely.
When you're doing a wedding, the wedding planner says you've got 25 minutes to hair, makeup, whatever. Same with the makeup look. The MUA will say, what eye are we doing? This is the one. What hair are we doing? This is the hair. And I literally just show it to them. And then everything was, so it really helped in working with the timing. And then for the bride, she just gets to sit back.
Yeah.
So she's just chilling. Literally, my bride was literally sitting there like this while
just being a dolly baby.
Being a dolly while
Barbie
everyone was
doll.
doing her thing.
I love that.
And it all came together as I said it would.
And I think that's exactly how things should go. I think, well, I mean, obviously it requires a budget.
Yeah.
But I think if you listen to this episode ahead of time and you know, okay, I've got a boyfriend, he's probably going to propose to me in the next 6 months or whatever. It should be something that, you should be saving up for. Why are you laughing at me? Stop laughing at me. Yeah, I wanted to ask that actually. Does this include, is this service available for men? So as a couple, could we come to you and be like, this is what we're on?
Absolutely.
I think couples, that would be, because the amount of times I've seen women, with the most amazing dress.
Yeah.
And then you see the groom walk down the aisle and you're like, sir. Yeah, or even the bridesmaids and groomsmen.
So there's add-ons on
It doesn't even merge together.
on the document. So on my pricing and services, there's add-ons. So add-ons are like your parents, because again,
sometimes oh my god,
if you're particular about your mom,
daddy doesn't know how to dress.
If you're particular about your mum and your dad, you're like, I don't want my mum and dad. I'm very like, I don't like my mum carrying last. When she's with me, she cannot carry last. She has to come in looking like a baddie. So if you're like that, or your bridesmaid, so I will literally do everything. Of course, those are add-ons. So the bride is the focus.
But the amount of brain power that I've already just released.
You've just released it all.
Oh.
You've just released it all. And another thing I think is interesting, obviously with multicultural, we're in a multicultural time.
Yeah, we're in a
right?
multicultural era for sure. Yeah.
It's not just Nigerian to Nigerian.
It's
and
everything.
Sometimes even within Nigerian, it's Yoruba to Igbo. It's very, there's a lot of combining of cultures.
Yeah, with me it was Nigerian to Ugandan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you're like, okay, you're a bride, and I know what Nigerian brides look like, cool, but do you necessarily know what you want
Ugandan, or how you can make it a modern Uganda, even though I'm not necessarily Ugandan, but I still want to look like the flyest Ugandan Nigerian brides.
So I could do so the areas that I don't know or haven't experienced. So on the Ugandan side, I would do all that research. I'd be like, okay, this is the typical Ugandan bride vibe. But if we want to make it cool, we want to make it quirky, something like what Bella, was it Bella?
Bella, yeah.
So we're gonna do something a little bit more different, and then I'd come up with some themes for you, because in your mind, you're probably just thinking, let me just wear what they've told me to wear.
Yeah, rather than how do I make this?
How can I make this
me? How do I make this fly?
And
how do I look like
be
the baddest
respectful
in
of
the
that
room?
culture?
And as a bride and girls, like I really want to I really am 100% behind this service, because honestly, like you get you focus so much on food, plates. Oh my god, bridesmaids are not getting along. That you forget about the number one person. Okay, maybe number one out of two person.
My cousin said this on your show, honey. She said, blow the bag.
Blow the bag on yourself.
On yourself. Blow the bag on yourself first.
Because
honestly,
you're going to look so good. Like, I know, I looked good. As you can see, my logo. But I know, had I taken the time,
and I will
ate with no crumbs.
I'll say one thing as well. As much as it's
I did still look good.
As much as it's a luxury service, I know how to keep the money tucked away.
Yeah.
So I'm not here to be like, you're going to go for the most expensive person. We're going straight to this brand because she's the best at wedding dresses. We're going straight to this person because she's the best at Ashoke in Nigeria. No, it doesn't mean that. I will literally help you be like, babe, trust me, if you go to this person, put these two together, combine these two, you get that plus that for half the price. That's literally what I'm going to be there to do. And one other key thing I really wanted to get out to people, to you guys, is that a reason for this business is that I've seen, and one of the main reasons I started it as well, is as we get older, people are busy. And when I'm saying people, I'm saying your bridesmaids, I'm saying your friends, they're busy. And it might not apply to like the younger brides, because maybe there's an excitement. All the brides are so excited, but the older brides,
first wedding of the group,
it's the first wedding of the group. Right? So I feel like my wedding was first wedding of the group. The majority of my friends were pretty excited and very helpful and all the rest of it. But as you get older, they got 2 kids, they got 3 kids, they got a husband, they've got so many things, they got work, and you're calling them, be like, babe, what do you think?
Or let's go to this shop.
Let's go to this shop. Even sisters, I've seen it it could be your sister. Either she doesn't know, or she doesn't care. And it's not because she doesn't care about you. Or she doesn't even have good taste. Or she doesn't have good taste. And it's not that they don't care about you. It's not that they don't have time for you. It's just not their thing. It's your wedding at the end of the day. So you're there trying to like force people to go to your wedding. Then you come out and you're on Aisha's podcast a year later.
That part, you're back in the brides. You're back in the brides. My bridesmaid. I knew she was a hater from the day I wore my wedding dress.
She didn't, basically I invited them to 4 wedding dress shops. And can you imagine my maid of honor only came to one?
I invited them to 5.
She was busy. Me, one, it's a service that I offer, so I'm getting paid for it. But 2, I actually want to be there. I promise you. Like one of my friends said to me the other day, she goes, oh, I told her I was helping or planning something with someone. She goes, you like doing this stuff, innit? And I was like, no, not really. It's just I'm available, innit? And then I sat back and I said, no, I actually do enjoy it. So I think it's a combination of like you know, when you're trying to find your thing, your why.
Yeah.
And I think this business is a combination of I like to help people. I'm always that friend that they're like, I'm going wedding dress shopping. I don't find wedding dress shopping annoying.
I love
don't
that.
I don't find scouring Instagram for styles. I don't find it annoying. You be in my DMs.
And let's be sending things.
It doesn't
to each
bother
other.
me. So I'm basically your like bestie.
I think that's
for
a green
that wedding
flag,
process.
though.
And then you can leave your brides, especially the older brides, or as you get older, you can leave your brides to just be bridesmaids, show up on the day. Because some people just want to show up on the day and support you on that day. They don't want to use the 18 months of their life helping you with their wedding.
And it's true, you know, we have to start releasing people.
We have to start releasing people.
We need to start releasing our bridesmaids. Those of you that are choosing to even have bridesmaids, because now we're in the era of not even having bridal parties.
And why is that? Because I don't want to bother them. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do, because they've seen the aftermath of other people that have got married and that have fallen out. And when you go to the bridesmaid, she'll be like, yeah, she asked me for this. She asked me for that. Just we're already asking them for the money.
Yeah.
To do whatever.
Least,
so maybe release them from all the overthinking and give it off to somebody else.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So I think that, I just think it's a great service.
Yeah, no, I think it's fantastic, and I think it's amazing. Last thing I want to say, Steph, today, knowing everything that you know now, what advice would you have given to Steph all those years before she got married? What would you say to her? The Steph that got engaged. So she just got engaged, and you have, it's like Supercell, you know, when he goes back in time and he's like, wait, and you go and meet yourself. What are you saying to yourself in that moment in time when you got engaged?
I think I would be saying, again, in the wise words of Honey, blow the bag on yourself. I think I would be saying that, yes, if you're gonna pay for photography and videography, and that's something you're happy to spend the money on, also be conscious to spend the money on what they're photographing, which is you. So pay attention. I think that I didn't pay. I said before, I didn't pay attention, and then when I look back, I was just like, I made do on a lot of the day, and I was like, why did I make do? These pictures should have been classic. And I'm so lucky. I had he was quite big at the time, and he did my photo, so he got some amazing portraits of both me and my husband in the morning, and thank God he did, because I feel like those are like the best pictures we got. But I feel like it should have been all throughout the day. I should have had shot after shot after shot. So I think the 2024 me would have told the 2017 me to be extra prepared and look exactly how you want to look for time to come. Yeah.
Perfect. And on that note, guys, I just want to say, I was about to call you Honey. Shout out to Honey. And on that note, Steph, thank you so much for coming to the Bride's Room. Thank you so much for shedding light on this amazing service.
Thank you.
Wishing all the 2025 brides luck. Hopefully, you know, you might be able to get, if you're watching this and you're ahead of time, you might be able to get a slot, you know, let's see, it might not be available by the time, you know, this episode goes out. But anyway, I say that to say thank you so much for coming to this episode. Okay, so we might see you at the live show. We're going to see you at the live show?
Yeah, definitely.
Guys, so you're going to see Steph at the live show. So if you want to know more about styling, she's going to be there March this year.
Yeah.
And before we go, Steph, where can we find you?
I'm on Instagram as Stephanie Christian Styles. And also kind of getting on TikTok. It's the same name, Stephanie Christian Styles. And on Instagram, like I said, in the link in my bio, you'll find the questionnaire. You'll find a very transparent pricing sheet and information sheet. So everything is on there. So hit me up.
Bye. Perfect.
Thanks.